Kia ora comrades, Soviet Moldy here with part 3 of the Armored Core 6 Blackout run. Don't worry, I also noticed that the audio was quiet on the last part. I'm still trying to figure out this whole editing and stuff, so thank you for your patience. Chapter 3 might be a bit of a long one, so let's get into it. The first mission of the chapter is fairly simple, data recovery. After collecting the fourth one, Arquebus jumps us with a tetrapod, which we swiftly deal with. Gun 6 Red informs us to hunt down the remaining Arquebus forces, but before we can finish the job, a PCA warship shows up with some LCs. While the LCs are easy to deal with on their own, the cover fire from the MTs backing them up did cause me to stagger quite a bit. We managed to wipe out the remaining ground forces just in time for us to get airborne and attack the warship. A large shockwave with a side of stun needles makes quick work of it though, adding a good few hundred to our kill streak. You can bet Blackout's going to come back from this with a pocket-proof cone. We wipe out every MT, LC, fuel tank, turret, and helicopter in sight, before proceeding to blow up the reactor at the end. PCA sends in a couple of their elite extra-moi to destroy us, but we flip the tables and the hunters become the hunted. The discount Blackbird tastes the inside of a power outlet while the chief cowers. Once we get a lock on, we chase him down and give him a full course meal from Toffee Martier himself.
I think we've done enough to inspire other mercenaries to work for Arquebus.
It's a shame this is a stealth mission. I would have enjoyed wiping all of the MTs out in the open. We are left to avoid a bulk of the forces, only wiping out units I feel are at risk. After reaching the waypoint, Swinburne makes his location known, so we fly on over and get the drop on him. After absolutely dominating him, he pops out his shield in a bouquet, begging to be let go. We channel our inner Starscream, letting him believe he was going to live, right before we channel our inner Lugnut and blow him the fuck up.
You cur! Who touched it?
Balin has asked us to dive into this hole and blow up the device at the bottom. I'll be sure to wipe out as many MTs on my way down as possible to ensure that my bonus pay is high. Before we make it there, I'm jumped by a bunch of electric discharge bots, but we wipe them out with a shockwave. And to blow up the device, the whole joint goes nuclear, so we make our escape before the explosion could claim us too. For this mission, Walter forgot to take his meds and asks us to run some recon for his friend. We decide to prioritize the ECM jammers, only attacking the drones when I'm done with the local jammer. After accessing a survey drone, we get jumped by a bunch of security mechs. Of course, nothing can stop Blackout. Moving on, we activate the last jammer, only for the PCA to arrive with the tutorial helicopter. We close the gap, but every time we end up running out of energy and they end up flying away. But there can only be one helicopter that dominates these skies. After arriving late, we clean up the first wave and introduce to Che. Every MT the Coyotes send out is briefly dispatched by Blackout. They send 4 helicopters down the center, which is when I begin to fully realize the biggest flaw in this design: weak thrusters and a low output generator. I managed to take out 3 of them, however the 4th one manages to deploy ZTs. Luckily they were nearby. The Coyotes send in some discount droid echoes, so we wipe them out right before I get the sweet triple kill with the rotorblade attack. They swarm from all 3 directions, sending in a whole swarm of MTs and droid echoes, almost wiping out the missile. Once we've disposed of them and some of the stragglers, the PCA makes their presence known for all 5 seconds before I pump their warship full of lead and dump it in the river below. Once they've been dealt with, Kyle can fire off the missiles, and that's another successful mission. After making landfall, our target drifts in from out of the haze. The Cataphract has only one weak spot on the front, a speed advantage and high accuracy. However, once we keep face to face, we can dish out a lot of damage. Another seek and destroy, our priorities are the drift warships. I, however, take a little extra time to wipe out anything in sight for the extra pay. While we were destroying the warships, Rusty was mucking around with the PCA's comms. By the time we finished, the PCA have re-established comms and sent in a sniper squad. We dispose of these and they send in 2 more warships. Having seen us demolish the warships of these, they decide to send in 2 enforcers to deal with us. However, we have backup as Rusty joins the fray. The fight with the HC unit was an even match until I found an opening and stunned him with my rotoblade, before executing him with stun moves. The LC was a lot quicker, however it was pretty much over the moment he got stunned. Being the sore losers they are, the Planetary Cringe Administration sent in their trump card, the Iceworm. After demolishing half of the spaceport, it buggers off, leaving us all to skim up a plan to destroy it. Taking a break from all the action, we go jump in a hole full of zombie MTs. We dispose of them while gathering information for our space oil waifu AO. In order to defeat the Iceworm, we need a super powerful cannon, the ORC. Carla knows where to get one, but we have to defeat Honest Brute, the leader of the Coyotes, who had stolen an AC Carla had developed. Getting closer, we realize that not only has Brute stolen Carla's tech, but he has also stolen my frame rate. I have no idea what causes this, but I decide to swiftly kill Brute just to have all of this dealt with. Arriving at the spaceport, we find our mission has been done for us. Standing amidst the ruins of the warship is the original Raven, and they seem particularly happy to see us, stunning us with their own shockwave before almost insta-killing us with a power bunker. It was an even match, however with a slice of our rotoblades, Raven goes down. Balaam and Artemis have come to a temporary truce in order to destroy the Iceworm. This fight's all about positioning, so once we find ourselves in the right spot in front of the worm, we can give it a healthy serving of stun needles. Once Rusty fires the ORC, the worm is open for an all-out attack. We get it down a third of its health for its shield to back up and it's back underground. We get lucky and the worm comes to us for another serving before Rusty says,
"Watch out for friendly fire."
The Iceworm goes berserk and takes Snail and Iguazu out before making the fight harder, giving me barely any good windows to attack. It takes a swipe and wipes Chatty out, leaving us to tangle alone. Gaining distance, it begins its final charge towards us. After another needle, and a charge up time on the ORC that lasts half of the fucking Namek side, the Iceworm is down for the count, allowing us time to finish it off and stand atop it victorious.
Megatron, you've got to see this! Something's wrong with Blackout!
Something's wrong with this music. The frag is this. Lord Megatron, Blackout's condition is changing rapidly. He's been exposed to too much coral.
Everybody down!
So long as the millions must die.